guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very personal vlog for you guys. Before we get started though, if you're new to my channel, just click subscribe and yeah, if you want to see more videos from me. Alright, so here goes. I've kind of been going through something for the past several months that I haven't really talked about to anyone other than family and friends, and even with family and friends, it's been very few of my family and friends that I've actually spoken to about this. But I thought, you know what, my channel, the whole deep beauty thing, it's all about helping you guys, and no one ever gained anything from a closed book. So I am just gonna put it all out there in hopes that this might help one of you even. Because I know that when I started going through this, I was looking for anything and anyone that would help me. So I have been going through alopecia areata for the past several months. What alopecia areata is, well, let me get the technical term for you guys. It is sudden hair loss that starts with one or more circular bald patches that may overlap. It's not curable, but you can treat it. Now I know if you're new to my channel, it might not look like I have like bald patches all over my head, but for those of you that have been following me for a while, I'm pretty sure you might have noticed that I haven't really been doing a lot with my hair lately, and especially in my close-up shots and my makeup tutorials, I kind of have my hair in my face, and this is why. So I have a bald patch over here, a bald patch right over here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but I have right in there. Also on the other side and at the back of my head, and then just like an overall thinning. It's very thin at the back of my head. You can pretty much see my scalp. So what happened was, so this is January right now, but back in August of 2016, my parents had said to me, oh, your hair is shedding everywhere. You're shedding hair all over the place. And I wasn't really too concerned because normally every year I go through some sort of shedding phase and it stops eventually, and there's no harm, no foul, nothing to be concerned about. But this time, they were alarmed because they said that it looked like it was a lot more than normal. I was just like, oh, you guys are just paranoid. It's just that there's lots of hair on the floor and you want me to clean it. Like, that's honestly what I was thinking. But I noticed about 3 weeks after they'd mentioned it, I was blow drying my hair one day, and my round brush, when I was blow drying it, was full of hair. Full. I mean, it was coated in hair, and that's never really happened to me before. And I just tried to dismiss it. I didn't really take it too seriously. A couple of weeks later, I was talking to a friend and I said, oh, my parents are concerned about this. My parents are saying that I'm losing my hair, and I'm just like, you know, they're paranoid, blah, blah. And they were like, looking at my scalp, and they're like, yeah, your hair kind of looks a little bit thinner than normal. Like, you can kind of see through a little bit. And I was like, what? But yeah, this was a really good friend. So when they said that like my hair was thinning, I was like, okay, maybe I should look into this. And after that, it just never stopped. I think at one point it had slowed down a bit, so I was like, okay. But I just noticed that like every time I washed it, every time I blow dried it, every time I styled it, more hair would fall out, more hair would fall out. And then it had gotten to this point where I started to get a little bit of bald patches, and I was like, what the heck? And other than the one friend, I hadn't talked to anybody about this. And I was away from family and friends. I was in California, so I was away from my parents too, so they couldn't really see what was going on. But then I started to Google, and I think I tried to avoid Google for a while because, you know, when something serious happens to your body, you kind of get scared and you're like, you know, it might be something really serious, and for a second you don't really want to know. That's what I went through, so I was really avoiding it. But when I started to Google it and I realized that, you know what, I probably have alopecia, I started to reach out to people. I have one friend that had alopecia, and I reached out to a friend that was a dermatologist, and she kind of confirmed what I was thinking. And then when I got back home to Toronto, I went to my doctor, and my doctor confirmed that I indeed do have alopecia areata. And I would say that now to date, I've probably lost about 70% of my hair. And I know it doesn't really look like it, but I mean, I'm Indian and I started off with a ton of it in the first place. So to me, this is 70%. When I put it in a ponytail, like, it doesn't feel like I can wrap the elastic around it 3 times and it's still loose, whereas I could barely get 2 times around. I guesstimate 70% of by the amount of sections I would have to take to curl my hair. If you are going through this, I know exactly what you're going through. It's a really crazy emotional roller coaster. Every day you're going through a wide range of emotions, and if it's hair washing day, which I tried to avoid washing my hair as much as possible, and I stopped styling it altogether, which is why it looks like this these days. I mean, it's tough to see, just like, I remember at one point it was clumps. I remember one day I washed my hair and a clump this big came out of my head. Because my hair is so long, it was a lot of the shorter hairs that were from here, like a lot of the layers, and they just sort of stuck. They stuck in here when the hair was wet, and they wouldn't move, and I had to like literally detangle strand by strand by strand just to get the tangles all out. I'm happy to say that now finally my hair has stopped falling out. Stopped. I'm so excited. You guys have no idea how relieved I am that it stopped falling out. I mean, there are people that have it way worse than me. There are people that lose their hair completely, people that lose their eyebrows, people that lose their eyelashes. So it really does vary from person to person to person. But I think that one of the biggest things that helped me stop my hair from falling out, and I'm gonna do a whole other video on how I treated my alopecia so far, and what I'm doing to regrow my hair. And I am getting hair back in this section right over here. All in here, there's new hairs coming in the back as well. So hair is growing back. So I'm gonna do a whole other video to help you guys figure out how to treat your alopecia areata, and I'm also gonna do another video with hairstyling tips for alopecia, because I know I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do now? I haven't not blow dried my hair with a round brush for years. So yeah, so I'm gonna put that one out there for you as well. But I have to say to you guys that if you're going through this right now, one of the biggest things that will affect your alopecia and how extensive it is stress. You have to try not to stress at all. I mean, any sort of stressful thing that you are going through, any stressful people that you're around, any stressful situations that you're in, if you can get yourself out of them or away from them, do that like ASAP. My best friend Sonali and I were having a conversation about how when we were in our early 20s, how life was like so fun. We were so adventurous and spontaneous, and somehow as we got older in our careers and, you know, she's got kids and stuff like that, we kind of lost the daily fun. I'm not talking about fun overall, because life is great. I don't have a lot to complain about, but I mean the fun in every single day. So we made a pact to bring back the fun in every single day, and that could be anything from listening to music or turning on a TV or watching a movie or whatever it is for you. Just stop stressing, because stress will not help you at all. It'll only make your alopecia worse. So that's one of the things. Another thing is diet, your digestion, because for a lot of people, alopecia is an autoimmune disease. It's not like that for everybody, but for a lot of people, and in my case, it's an autoimmune thing. So I'm going to talk about that in my next video on how to treat alopecia areata, and I'm going to go through the entire diet protocol that I'm going through. For those of you that want to look it up right now, it's called AIP. It's the Autoimmune Paleo Diet. But yeah, so I wanted to just be honest with you guys, because I'm so tired of like filming my videos and having to make sure that nobody can see this little spot over here. And the only reason I'm saying that is because it stresses me out more than anything else. And I'm trying to reduce my stress, and I'm trying to help even one of you guys that is going through this, or if you know somebody that's going through this, pass this video on to them. I want to do a whole series on treating alopecia, and not just alopecia, like even about how like beauty is really rooted in your diet. Just little things like that is what deep beauty is all about. So yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. Hair stopped falling out, hair's growing back, and I'm optimistic that these bald patches will get filled in. I can feel like tiny little hairs in there. It's just gonna take time, that's all. So I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you guys next week with another video. Take care, love you all.